Look at that. Ew, my lipstick's on it. Gross. Don't look at that.
Hey, Hos.
Hello, Hos. Howdy, Hos.
Howdy, Hos.
Happy Friday.
How's it going, y'all? ¿Cómo están, mijos? ¿Cómo estás tú, mija?
I'm good. I am running around town and getting ready for this marathon that I'm doing on Sunday.
April is
Ew,
running a
gross.
fucking marathon on Sunday because she crazy. That's loca, güey. But it's not your first one. What
It's
number
not my
is this?
first num. It's not my first num. I think it's number 16, maybe.
That's crazy. You're like a pro. That's amazing.
I feel like it's weird because when you start doing them, I feel like that's such a low number. I'm like, yeah, it's just 16. But it's wild because people have not done any at all. 26.2 miles is what a marathon is, by the way, guys.
That's insane because I have done like 2 5Ks and I'm done. Like that's
Running is not for everyone. I'll tell you what.
But
it's fun.
marathons is an animal, man.
If you are into running, it's such a fucking cool experience because marathons, like the big ones, Chicago, I've done New York, I've done Chicago, I've done LA. People come out and they cheer you on, and the energy is insane. It's insane out there, and it just feeds you, and it just makes you feel so good for all the hard work that you've done, all the training that you've done, and then you finish it, and it's like emotions because you're exhausted. It's hard. It's a hard thing to do, whether it's your first or your millionth. I don't know. It's always like the first one will always be the most emotional, I think.
Of course, because you finished it.
Yeah.
And you've been training for it. Because I know you were like, I don't know if I'm training that much. But you actually, you joined your running club. You did the whole thing.
Yeah, I did some running clubs. I did some trail running.
Do you do the thing where you're actually thinking of, oh, I got to beat my record?
I don't think I'll beat it this year, but
what is
maybe
your
next
record?
year. 406 is my best one.
That's insane.
Is it?
That's
I
insane.
met someone recently and she did it in 3:30, and I was like, oh my god,
that's insane. That's insane.
There's like an 80-year-old lady. She's, I think, Japanese, and she did the New York Marathon last year in 3 hours and 33 minutes, which was like amazing.
We're shrunken today. You're shrunken today.
Am I shrunken?
Oh, you
What do
can bring
mean?
it up if you want.
What do you mean? I gotta be up?
She's not in the other chair, but we're just turtles today. Hey, yeah. Well, I am very impressed, and
Well, thank you.
If anybody that, like, if you're just getting to know April, she is in the best shape of anybody I know, and it is crazy that because she'll just drink her IPAs and the next day be fine. Like, there's something inside you that I think you're like a mutant because you don't get hangovers, and you are in your mid-40s like me, but you're fine.
I'm pretty sure I'm an alien.
Yeah, because you just got a shit ton of energy. She's like, hey, you want to go here? I'm like, no, I'm done. We went one place.
Yeah.
I'm not going to more places.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know I've just chalked it up to being an alien because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. I don't shy away from it. I'm like, I embrace it.
Yeah, as you should.
Let's
We're
go.
all aliens in different ways, though, especially
Yes.
everybody that's here. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. Shout out to King Sports Scout, Alan, Eddie, Sam. Oh, we got shut down. Mike, Alan, El Liso Cafe, Rich, Aníbal, Sexy Andrew, Mr. ND Fanatic, everybody that's here, the lurkers, we appreciate y'all. We're trying to be here most Fridays if we can to talk horror with y'all and play games and just hang out amongst the dumbness of the world and the chaos of life. Hey, Rudy. So, we today are going to talk about The Bride in a couple of ways. We want to give you our reviews, which are very different for different reasons. Actually, you're kind of aligned. We're kind of aligned a little bit, but there's different scenarios here. And then I also want to talk about just the dumbness of the internet and how people get very mad, especially of a certain gender when there's a lady movie that comes out. So
Yeah.
we'll touch on that as well. And then just in general, because like Frankenstein movies, Frankenstein is actually, if not one of it might be my favorite book of all time. I fucking love Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And so I will get very nerdy on your ass if you tell me, well, this movie's better. I'm like, actually, let me tell you what Mary Shelley meant. So, so we're going to talk about all those things. So if you would like to share your review, your questions, your comments, concerns, you can hit us up at streamlabs.com/horrorhose or at Venmo. We're there too. So I want to start with April because number one, I actually saw a very early screening of this movie, like a year ago. That is incredibly different than what we saw on Tuesday. So I have my own things to talk about there, but I want to hear from April and your review.
I felt really bad because we went to go see it, and I was stoked. I was excited to go see it. As you guys know, we've talked about it, and Dorina had talked so positively about it, so I was pumped, and it just looked great. And I sat down, and it starts up, and I think, fuck yeah, I'm in this. I'm into it, and then very soon after, probably about 15 minutes in, I'm like, what is happening in this goddamn film? And I immediately started unraveling. And I was like, this is
physically unraveling.
Physically unraveling. And I felt bad because at one point, this was later on in the film, I might have had a couple of IPAs that night.
Just two.
And
they were giant ones.
And they were tall boys. And I don't usually talk during movies, but because I knew that she had seen it, I kept looking over. I was like, this is awful. And at one point she goes, then just go. I'm like, no, because I'm going to see what the fucking, what's the ending
towards
of this
the end,
movie.
She was so mad at the end. It was so funny that she's like, well, in her Aries, April way, she was like, what is going on? What are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you hate it so much. Like, you want to leave? I was like, you leave?
That's
and
okay.
You're like, no, because I have to see what happens.
Exactly. So I did leave to pee in a quick, there was a moment when I asked her, I was like, can I leave to go pee at this moment? Right. And she goes, I don't know, because they changed it from the original version that she saw.
Right. Totally different edit.
Which we'll go back to that. But I just think there was, Maggie was, it felt like she was just doing too much. It starts off very much almost, like the Bride of Frankenstein. I've never read the book, but Mary Shelley talking to you and saying, like, this is the story that I never got to tell. And then I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then it starts up, you get introduced to Ida, and she's awesome. This is the one thing that I love about this movie is the way Ida looks.
So good. The whole movie looks great, yeah.
The whole movie looks good.
It really looks good, yeah.
But Ida's...
But her
costuming and this, the spatter, and it's amazing. Like, that's the number one thing that I can be like, I walk away and be like, whoever designed that, amazing.
Totally.
Amazing work.
Indeed.
But then, they introduce her. If you guys have seen the trailer, she unfortunately dies. And then you cut to, on the other side of town, Frank's over there going, oh, I'm lonely, and I need a companion. Shut the fuck up, Frank.
That's what Christian Bale sounds
Shut
like,
up,
actually.
And then, they dig up a body, which is Ida, and they bring her back to life. And then it's like, oh, okay. I told Dorina that I'm not really a fan of Jessie Buckley.
Which is crazy to me. Like, she is, the best part of this movie.
I guess. I think she was just a little too erratic for me, which I guess makes sense in... the character that she's given. But it was almost annoying. And I hate saying that because this is a very feminist forward kind of, it is film.
I mean, it used to be about female rage until whatever happened in the cutting room.
That's
the issue.
Which I feel like they tried to keep, but something happened between your cut that you saw and then this cut that we saw. And it got annoying. I've only seen Jessie in Men, and I didn't like that film, and I didn't really care for her. Maybe I should revisit.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just trying to do too much. It's like a film noir. They introduced these two detectives that I feel like were casted completely wrong. I don't think that Peter Sarsgaard or Penelope were
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. I don't think they were good. They're fantastic actors. I don't think they did a good justification. They didn't do justice to those characters.
Which I agree with you from this edit, but not the other edit. Okay, which is insane.
When I leaned over and I was like, "This is garbage." There's a scene where Peter Sarsgaard, whatever the fuck his name is.
He's not a Skarsgård, but he's a Sarsgaard.
A Sarsgaard.
Yeah.
he's having like a monologue about how he knows Ida, right? And
Spoilers.
spoilers, it's not really a huge spoiler, but he's just talking to Penelope about how he met her. And it's supposed to be this like heartfelt moment, and he's supposed to be crying, and there's no tears, there's no emotion. It's just very strange. And I'm like, what am I? And then Penelope, love her to death. She's a fantastic actress. I just don't think she fit into this role. And overall, it was just too messy, and I felt nothing for the two main characters. Christian Bale is Frankenstein.
Don't even get me started on that. Do not even get me started with what they did to these characters.
Dorina said, I want to see the Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I literally, here's the thing.
I want to see that shit too.
Well, I don't want, when you're done with your review.
I'm pretty much done. Guys, I didn't like it. I don't want to ruin too much, but I did not connect with any of these characters. Yeah, and you know that. And one thing that I was like, well, maybe one thing that can justify this whole film that I'm watching and sitting through is maybe the score or the soundtrack.
Don't even get me started.
Not even that.
Don't even get me started. So here's the thing, y'all. I got to see this in an early screening, like, I think it was like a year ago. And it was so good that I took Frank and we both finished it and we're like, this is the best. Number one, this is the best movie we've seen this year. Number two, this is the best Frankenstein movie we've seen. Like, it was so fucking amazing. Granted, there were a couple of things that were not finished. Like, there was a temp score instead of a finished score, right? So things like that. But the way the story was edited was in a way that was so poetic and subtle, and it made sense, and it was just artsy and beautiful, and not at all what we saw on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Because the movie started on Tuesday at the screening, and I was like, I don't remember this. They added this thing. This is dumb. And I was just kind of watching it, sitting there waiting for, like, I'm like, what is going on? And so it was such a bizarre experience for me, because this is what I think happened, right? If I want to put my corporate capitalist hat on and pretend I'm a douchebag in a suit, I think this was tampered with by the studio. I don't know exactly what happened, but I think Maggie Gyllenhaal had a specific vision for this movie that was super artsy and very much in conjunction with Mary Shelley's essence. Obviously, it's not the actual book and like the story, but the essence of Mary Shelley was truly there. And this particular theatrical release, I feel like the studio execs came in and they're like, I don't know about this, Maggie. I feel like audiences are stupid, and so therefore your movie's too subtle, and you have to add all this shit to explain things to the audience, because otherwise they're not going to get it, and this movie's not going to make money. That's what I think happened, because I don't know what else would happen, because the entirety of the relationship between the bride and Frankenstein is one of the most beautiful love stories I've seen in film that I saw last year. This movie, this theatrical release, was not that at all. Like, there's no character development with the bride. There's no, like, in the first edit, the original edit, she comes into her own. She kind of, like, it takes a while for them to fall for each other. So you really feel for them at the end. You really feel for this relationship at the end. That's not what happens in this edit at all. Like you said, like April's saying, like a lot of people are saying, it's very messy because it's edited in a way that doesn't make any sense. And the added characters and the added storylines don't make sense because of this super disjointed edit. So that's one of the things that I was like, you just, number one, ruined one of the most beautiful love stories I've seen that I actually relate to. I rarely like romances because I always think they're dumb and boring and traditional. And this is like, I was like, this is my love story. Yeah. I relate to this bride. Yeah. And like, my Frank is Frankenstein. Like, I was like all about it. Like, both Frank and I were like, this is the best movie ever.
Oh,
they changed it.
I'm so mad.
They fucking changed it, y'all. And I want to make sure I don't forget.
It's hot in here, guys.
Some must know. Hey, take it off.
Just want to show you my muscles.
So
no, it is hot as hell in here.
So the other thing is, I don't want to. I don't want to talk spoilers yet. Like maybe we'll do this at another stream, or if you're in the Discord, we'll talk there. But there's just things that did not happen in the original edit that happened here that were so in your face and really obvious cringy shit that completely destroyed the message of the movie. And I'm seeing a lot of critics rightfully say this movie doesn't know what it wants to be, which is really unfortunate and a bummer because it definitely did know what it wanted to be in the first edit that I saw. Mm-hmm. I also want to talk about the music because both April and I are huge, ginormous fans of Hildur, who her last name is Gudnadottir, and she did Joker, one of the coolest fucking scores in comic book history.
She's done a ton of stuff.
She's amazing.
She did Bone Temple recently.
Right. She did a Heda. And her stuff is always beautiful. And now, granted, the original edit that I saw was actually, the temp score was to If Beale Street Could Talk, which is by Nicholas Britell. It's one of the most beautiful scores in modern times. So that kind of ruined it for me already. I was like, how is the score going to be better than this, right? But then I saw Johnny Greenwood had been hired. I was like, oh, so it'll be great. Mm-hmm. And then I saw Johnny Greenwood was out. Mm-hmm. And then Hildur came in, which happens sometimes. So I'm curious if it was rushed and there just wasn't enough time to really come up with something that fit this movie, because her score just seems very not at all related to the story. Like it feels like it belonged to a dramatic kind of historical drama. Yeah. Like it didn't fit at all the essence of the movie and the characters.
That's exactly what you told me, like right after we saw it, because the minute Hildur's name popped up, I looked over at Doreen, I was like, what? And then she goes, yeah, and then we had a conversation, and then you're like, yeah, it did not feel like it belonged in this film at all.
Because I thought April knew. I thought I had told her that Hildur did the score because I know you love her.
I love her.
But yeah, I basically as I was watching it, I was like, is the score not fitting the movie well, or am I just I have the old score in my head so hard that maybe that's why I'm not enjoying it.
Right,
but it was so distracting. Like it wasn't adding to the story. The whole point of scores is that you're adding. Like this movie's supposed to be romantic and very kind of comedic in ways, like really like silly and almost theatrical in like a stage play kind of way. And the score was not reflected that at all. But then you said, yeah, no, I did not like the score, and you're like, wait, Hildur did it?
Yeah,
you were so upset.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
It's the one thing, people want to talk shit about Joker too, but I can always be like, hey, you can hate the film. I love the film. I love Joker too. But you cannot deny that is a fucking great score. So
yeah.
There's that.
So there's that. And yeah, it's just, it's a bummer because the original edit was incredible. And this one is disjointed as fuck. It totally impacted the narrative. They completely fucked with the romance and they downplayed it, which was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
They added shit it didn't need. It's like, how do I describe this to the community here? It's kind of like both conservatives and liberals, with y'all know, I think they're both annoying, came in and made changes to this movie.
Right.
Like, does that make sense?
Yes. I also, because it does take this one, like, they try to make Bride, like the leader of like the feminists and like leading the feminist movement, right?
Right.
And there's a whole scene in the middle where it's very Joker-esque,
right?
Where you see a bunch of ladies, and you said this was in the original, but I thought it was so cheesy because they put like a voiceover narrative over it,
right?
Where they show a bunch of girls like kind of protesting, and they got the spatter on the face, and I laughed in the theater, and I was like, really? And she goes, well, that was in the original, but it wasn't in this way,
right?
But also trying to make that narrative of, I'm going to make the Bride a super feminist and like the uprising of feminism. But then also at the end, it's still kind of like
it goes back to the traditional
Frankenstein,
situation.
like, pining over Frank. And then, Frank, maybe something happens to him. Maybe something doesn't. I don't know.
It's just...
No, fuck Frank. Girl, pick a fucking lane and stick to it.
Which which happens in most kind of romantic movies, which is what I hate about romantic movies.
Yeah.
Right? That they'll be like, I'm like, don't need a man, and at the end I do need a man.
Yes.
And in the original edit, it was more like, who the fuck are you? Stay away from me. Like, why are you creating me for you? Like, who the fuck am I? Like, you know, and then it takes a while for her to trust him.
Yeah.
And then you feel like he's actually warm towards her and like starts showing her love.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to do with like, you know, feminism in that way, right? It's kind of like the movie went from just humans humaning and actual revolution, like actual female rage, which we all understand it and we all feel, and they turn it into like a white feminist film, if that makes sense, or like a lib, like, you know, y'all know I cannot stand both liberals or conservatives, but there's this weird thing where they were just trying really hard to make it very obvious. In case you didn't get it, girl power, and that's not what happened in the original one. The original one, you're seeing how she's treated, and you're like, female rage is something very different than what is sold commercially. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and I feel like Maggie really got that in the initial story and the initial edit, and they fucked with it. And I'm so mad about it.
It's such a bummer to know that exists and that existed, that cut existed, and then we did not get it.
Yeah, indeed.
Probably because some old fucking white farts
in suits came in. Yeah. This makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
this makes me think about, you know, this makes me think about women in a way that I haven't thought about it before, and I don't like it.
Exactly. God
so
forbid.
It's really
also
stupid.
Weird, but also the Mary Shelley thing. Obviously, the original Bride of Frankenstein, it starts off with Mary Shelley, you know, in the beginning of that film. This one also starts off with Mary Shelley talking to whatever, Oblivion, the audience, whoever. And then while the transition of the bride happens, Ida, she gets resurrected. She has these weird Tourette-like glitches.
Right, which were so fucking cool before.
So it makes you think,
sense.
like, is she going to turn into, like, full Mary Shelley?
Yes.
Kind of a thing, which is, like, a kind of a cool thing.
Yes.
And a thought. And it happens for the first maybe quarter of the movie, and then it kind of just, I feel like it just dies off at the end.
Yeah.
She just...
Yeah.
Does she turn? But it doesn't seem like she fully turned into Mary. I don't know.
No, because in the original edit, they don't have this extra character to tell the audience who she's talking to.
That's right. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and so she's more so hearing voices in her head in the original edit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So that's the issue. I do want to talk about two more things before we get out of here.
I wish she would have just had little sparks. That would have been cool if she also would have had just like.
Well, it was just her. That's the other thing. They kind of meddled with her performance, right? Mm-hmm. Because in the original, it's just Jessie Buckley, like, actually having that kind of, like, talking to herself, hearing voices, but it's a whole conversation.
Okay.
With her and herself. Okay. And so it's way cooler versus the imagery that they did versus now where it's like they did some weird fucking Marvel shit. I don't even know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But two things. I do want to talk about positives. The movie still looks great. I love the musical numbers. There's like some cool kind of put on the Ritz situation going on, like Young Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. Like there's still like a lot of really cool odes to it, to all of these, to the Frankenstein lore, right? For both movies and the book. I think that my favorite person other than Jessie Buckley in this, I still think Christian Bale was good, but I love Annette Bening. Like, her character is fucking great.
She was the best.
She was the best part outside of the two main characters. Like, there's definitely positives here, and it's not, in my opinion, a bad movie. It just looks like a movie that could have been so great, which is why on my Letterboxd I usually rate those movies like 3 or 3.5.
Yeah.
I rated it the same as Wuthering Heights, because it's like, it's a movie that is cool, but damn, it could have been so much better. Yeah. Whereas my original rating was 5 stars. So... Y'all, I'm so sad.
My rating's a D.
And most of your ratings are C, right?
Yeah, like that's average. I'm giving this a D. Like, don't waste to me, I'm like, don't waste your money or time on this film, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's such a bummer, man. And I got you all excited because the original was so good.
This was one of the films that I was most anticipated for the year. And I'm just gonna shout out my Bone Temple. That is still my #1 movie of the year so far. If you haven't seen it, fucking watch it, please.
Yeah.
I did read
It's so good.
that Bone Temple, Sony is moving forward. Because Bone Temple did so shitty, it underperformed. Sony was like, oh, we don't think we're gonna move forward with the third one. But I recently saw something where they are moving forward with the third one. So yes, we are getting.
Do we know who's directing?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind Nia again or Danny.
Nia? Yeah, exactly. Get
right.
Danny back here.
Well, anyways, as Mike is saying in the chat, I literally feel like a Snyder bro. And I'm so mad they fucked with this movie that I'm starting a campaign to release the Gyllenhaal cut. It's much harder to say than Snyder.
Gyllenhaal.
Release the Gyllenhaal cut.
I know.
God damn it.
You should.
And here's the thing. I guarantee you, the irony in trying to make it such an obviously, supposedly feminist movie is that they fucked with the vision of a woman director. Mm-hmm. Because they wouldn't have given Christopher Nolan notes, right? They wouldn't have given Aronofsky notes,
of course
right?
Not, yeah.
But it's just so fucking annoying, man.
So yeah, that's a super big bummer.
Yeah. And because Maggie, if you've seen her other movie, it's great. The Lost Daughter,
which is
amazing. She's
I haven't seen it, but my friend was telling me it's about a woman that really just is mad that she is a mom.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's really
kind
good.
of hilarious.
It's really, really good.
I should watch that.
So really, she's really, really great.
I'm steaming up
it's
in here.
Very hot, y'all. We're also both bleeding. Our vaginas are bleeding
because we're in sync with the moon.
Yeah, we really are.
Because we're brujas.
Indeed. So that's pretty much how we feel about it.
Yeah,
and
I know Sam out there
feels the same.
Has felt the same way.
Yeah, I also know people. I do want to talk about this really quick before we get out of here. I do know people that love this movie. So it does seem that there's people that saw this and saw a lot of the stuff that I liked about the initial edit.
Yeah.
Right. So that's great. Like, I'm glad it hit for them.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is though, there's so many dumb people that just want to shit on things because of what's popular, or because of what's, trendy to shit on. And a lot of kind of losers like shitting on any movie that has a, female protagonist or female director because they've been watching too much Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro or whatever the fuck idiots they watch on their podcasts. So a lot of my friends that are critics have been getting like hate comments for writing a positive review.
Yeah.
Which is
also
so stupid.
Yeah, which is also awful. I hate that.
Yeah. Like, you didn't like this movie, you're not going to go and write, how dare you disagree with me?
No, never. Exactly. Because people can have their own opinions. Like,
yeah.
It's when people come at me and they're like, oh, I love this movie. And I'm like, all right, well, that's great. That's your opinion.
Good for you. It's like Christian Bale
said.
said.
But don't get mad at me.
Oh, good for you.
And then that's why I felt bad when I was like, the next day after the movie, I was like, I'm sorry that I was being annoying in the theater because I kept, this movie is awful. I kept saying that.
Well, no, but this is because she got tipsy towards the end. But fine. I was like, no, if I had not seen this movie, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
But I also would not have done that.
Correct.
If she had not seen the film.
I would have been like...
because I knew she had seen it.
Exactly.
I kept looking over. I was like, is this the cut that you saw?
No, because you were like, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
No, but you told me. Yeah, and then you said, like, this is not what I've seen.
It's different. They fuck with the sex scene, y'all. Okay? They fuck with the sex scene. God damn it.
There's monster sex in there.
And they ruined the monster sex. It was so sexy before. God damn it. At least they kept my favorite line in the whole movie. It just didn't hit as hard because they had fucked with everything else. Yeah. But my favorite line is still there.
Yay.
There's a proposal happening. So if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I do think if you guys are into Frankenstein lore, you should go see it. Like, I would be watching it because I love Frankenstein so much. That's, if you're super into that stuff. If you're you like Joker 2 more than most people, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
most people hated that film.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was whatever. But I like the first one. Like, the first one's one of my favorite comic book related movies. Like, you and I both love that movie. And I feel like the original edit of The Bride was basically what I wanted Joker 2 to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha.
Because it was more like the Bonnie and Clyde-esque type of situation.
Which I thought Joker 2 was going to be.
Right.
But I also knew, I think what people hated most was like the musical aspect of it, right? And it was not a great film. It's not like perfect or anything, but
Right.
from the get, um, what's his name? The director, Jesus. Um, the director of Joker had posted and said, Todd Phillips said, "Hey, this is a musical. I have casted Lady Gaga."
Right.
So like I kind of then this was like a year before it was even shot or anything or pre-production, and so I knew what I was getting into, and I feel like a lot of people just missed that and didn't know.
That's true.
And then so when they went in, they're like, What's happening?" But
yeah, I also
beautiful music scenes and montages and
Yeah.
scores and and I just love Joaquin and I like Gaga.
Yeah.
In that.
I
thought it was
still,
great.
you know,
It's a very depressing film.
that's what it is. I think
And I love
it
it.
was literally like something you could watch at Bleak Week at the American Cinematheque,
Yes.
and people just don't like it when superhero related stuff is bleak. I think that's what it is, because I liked it more than most people.
Yeah, because everything's got.
But I still think though, like if we had seen the original edit of The Bride in theaters, Jessie Buckley would be up there with like you know, like Joaquin's performance, right? It's really disappointing because I thought she was still fantastic, and they fuck with it so much, y'all. I'm so mad.
But she kind of
I haven't been this mad about a movie in so long. What you say?
She was good, but she just annoyed me. It was a lot of screaming.
There's something weird there to analyze, because I fucking like. But you know what? You relate to Harley Quinn, and I relate to The Bride.
Okay.
So there's something there of like you see yourself in Harley, and I actually love Margot Robbie, and I love Harley in Suicide Squad so much, and Birds of Prey. But it's like I don't relate to her character as much as I do The Bride. Yeah. That's why I was more mad about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, anyways, we are getting out of here soon, so thank you for your Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Horror Hos.
Yeah.
We got one from Mr. ND.
Mr. ND.
Who says, the first 15 minutes just had me go, what the fuck is going on? I went into this blind and no knowledge. Was she possessed or was it a mental breakdown? Will say I did like the Ida and Mary talking because it gave me Lynch Twin Peak vibes. Totally.
Okay. Yeah.
I am so with you on that, Mr. ND. I feel like, and I'm telling you, that original edit had way more of that. It's totally, even like the black and white kind of shots that they would do felt very like Eraserhead.
Oh, absolutely.
Lynchian, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But I feel like it still was doing, it was too much happening. It was too much being thrown in that didn't work well.
Well, another thing I want to mention is, and I'm not going to spoil this, but like during the end credits, they show a scene that looks really cool. That April said, why didn't they show this during the movie? I don't know if you remember the gang stuff.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they took that stuff out and
Yeah.
just put it as like an end credit situation instead of showing us that.
Right.
Which is stupid. Stupid. I want to talk to these executives, man.
We gotta,
They would not want to talk to me. I'll tell you that. But Mr. ND, we're just as confused as you are.
Yeah.
And thank you. Anything
Mr.
else?
No Doubt.
Mr. No Doubt. What does ND stand for? It says ND Fanatic. I don't know. Let us know. But anyways, that's it. How we feel.
Yeah.
I am so sad, y'all.
That is it.
I know there's way more important shit going on in the world, but the whole point of art is to like have this kind of not just escapism, but make us deal with life. And this original edit made me so happy, and now I'm just mad that they ruined it.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But you never know when it comes out. I don't think it's doing that great. I don't know. It just came out this weekend.
Yeah.
I think the ratings are like in the middle.
Mixed.
Yeah. I think it's at like a 60% on
I'm just wondering if, maybe they will come out with a director's cut at some point. I would be so happy if they did
that would be, so I'm saying like whenever the DVD comes out.
Yeah. King Sports Scout says I should write them a strongly worded letter.
Do it.
I
Do
know.
it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That would be nice if they do release a director's cut. And then we get like Blade Runner, then we get a third final cut.
Yeah.
So
that would be awesome.
I see people talking about joining my Patreon, y'all. You should. Patreon.com/DJ Bruja. We are talking about this shit there. We're talking about music. We're getting nerdy about movies. I'm trying to get April in it. But she's
Me?
being like a boomer, and you're not wanting another app on your phone.
I'm a Gen Xer. Thank you.
But you're acting like a boomer
How?
because you don't want to go in the Discord.
I poke around in there for a
You
little
just
bit.
lurk?
It's just a lot. What's happening in there? I'm like, oh. It's one more thing I have to check.
You lurk, you just look at us. And
I
then
do.
leave.
I judge all of you. I'm like, what are they talking about today?
That's a great question, Rudy, especially for April. He's asking, when will Horror Host start making movies? Rudy, I am focused on music, but this lady right here, I've been telling her I want to score one of her movies because she has great ideas, and I think she should do a short film on this super fucking cool idea she has, and I keep yelling at her to make it.
We'll do it. I think I'm going to start with a short because that's just the easiest thing. And we know so many people that can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just got to wrap it up and do it.
You just got to
we'll
finish writing a short script.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then if it does well,
then you can make a movie.
Make a movie, and we'll see.
It can be the next Terrifier franchise.
Exactly. But
yeah.
I'm not even, that's not my goal. I just want to just make stuff that's good and people like and get scared.
Well, the thing is, April will
Leonard,
come
why
out.
do you say I hate you?
Because you're lurking and
I don't
them
hate
in the
you
Discord.
guys. No.
But you will come out of movies sometimes. And either if I'm with you, you'll be like, that sucked. Or you'll text me and be like, that was terrible. And I was like, make your own, bitch.
Yeah, the amount of text messages that Doreen is just like, do it, just go. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I should do it.
Yeah, because she'll explain very well what could have been better in the movie. And I'm like, if you made a horror movie, April, like you are an expert and you would make the best horror movie, is my opinion.
You're never old enough to create things.
Exactly. I got my first single out in my mid-40s.
Yeah.
So there you go. Speaking of, it is Bandcamp Friday. And before we get out of here, I just want to remind you that Bandcamp is awesome, unlike Spotify and other streaming services. And they actually pay their artists. And on Bandcamp Friday, they literally waive the revenue fee. And all of the funds that you send to the artist goes directly to us. And so I've seen some people buy my single on there, and I just want to thank y'all. It's super nice. And some of y'all have been naming your own price, and it's like way higher than it should be. So muchas gracias. Y'all make me cry for like the fact that you are allowing me to create music and art that tells the truth, because that's what we are here for. So thanks all for hanging out.
Thank you.
And April, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at DRHQ.
Dr. Harley
That's
Quinn.
me.
Dr. Harley, you are fucking Harley Quinn. Pretty much.
Yeah, me.
I'm going to start calling you Puddin'.
Yeah.
Although I guess that's what she calls.
I call...
Who do you call Puddin'?
Well, the Joker is Puddin'.
I know, but who are you calling, like, your cat Puddin'?
No one.
Nobody is allowed?
No one's allowed.
Nobody's worthy.
Nobody's worthy.
Yeah. King Sports Gal says, April, talk to the Wangers. They can help you make a short. We were on a Wanger show that's being edited.
Yeah.
So
we went and had some food with them.
Yeah, no spoilers, but
so we'll see.
That will be coming out at some point. All right, kids, have a good weekend. Remember to stay out of the doom scroll, stay informed, and stay educated, but don't wallow in all the bullshit that the dumb people in power are making us go through. Always be honest about what's going on and be kind to your neighbor because they're not the problem. And we will not see you next week because I'm out of town, but we'll see you the week after.
Yes.
And we are on the Instagrams, so come hang out with us there.
Woohoo!
Have a good weekend, y'all.
Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us. Love you as always. Peace out, hoes.